Thank you very much, President Kenyatta. Now, my next question is to President Samia Suluhu, because we heard earlier here that James Mwangi has talked about East Africa being an agricultural hub. Now, we also hear reports of over 346 million across Africa each year affected by the food crisis. East Africa as a region has sufficient land to ensure food security and nutrition. However, we are not utilizing that land at all. Is it possible to double or triple the current food production? And what can be done to expedite this?
Thank you, Beatrice, for that, should I say, beautiful question. But yeah, it's true that East Africa, we have plenty of arable land, and yes, we can double the production of food in East Africa. But land alone is not the only necessity for food production. I think we should also look into how we use that land effectively. Small portion of land producing uh, much of whatever is being harvested. But again, I think, as I said, land alone cannot do much, but we have to look on water to irrigate the land, the irrigation schemes. How are we harvesting rainwater? You know, with the climate change, there are those seasons with heavy rains and there are those seasons with droughts. But we don't harvest rainwater. We have to have irrigation schemes to irrigate the farms. And that's when we can produce double a year or 3 times a year. But again, another point to look into is access to finance. We have land, yes, we have rain, yes, but we do need other inputs on the land. We need mechanization to produce much, to prepare more land for farming. So access to finance is very, very necessary for our farmers to be able to be supported on the transformation of agriculture in East Africa. There's another point of losses which are occurring um, during the seasons. The post-harvest, but before that, when the crops are on the farm, we do experience losses sometimes. But again, most of the time, the post-harvest losses. So we should have proper storage of the crops, uh, not necessarily the modern one. We are using the vihenges, the storage, the local ones in the villages. So those ones have to be improved and make them a proper storage for whatever crops the farmers are harvesting. Then agro-processing, that's another area. We are putting our crops in inappropriate storage. They get destroyed and we are not processing them. We process them when we want to eat. So proper agro-processing, value addition, is going to give more value or more um, output from the farms. But I think another area which we should look into in order to be able to maintain security of food within the region, we have to have the food balance sheet. We have to know exactly what is produced in what area, which country produce what type of crop, which country lacks what type of crops. And we should be able to distribute, as my kaka Uhuru here said, infrastructure development, feeder roads to take those crops from the farms to where the markets are or where the processing plants are. So we have to have infrastructure as well, plus the balance sheet. We should know exactly which area is stricken by hunger, But then the market, of course, it's another area where the balance sheet will tell us where exactly the market of whatever we are producing. So I think those are the main factors which may make East Africa be the food basket if and only if we're going to use or put effort in agricultural transformation. But then there are some efforts done within the region. And here I would like to talk a little bit about Burundi. Burundi before, when Burundi wasn't peaceful and safe, they were not being able to produce in the farms. The land was there, but they were not producing. Now Burundi is now experiencing good governance, security is there, the country is very peaceful. Burundi is now producing a lot for the local consumption. So that's the type of efforts which we have to make. And again, Burundi is producing fertilizer, the trunk, how you call it? FOMI, Intracom in Tanzania and FOMI in Burundi. We have an investor in Tanzania producing fertilizer here in Dodoma. And Burundi is producing FOMI. So it's local produced fertilizer. And they have been using those inputs plus others to produce. So we have to do the same. But again, talking of Tanzania, we have a plan to produce from 6 million tons this year to 18 million tons by 2026. But with the application of all these which I have explained. So having been able to do that, surely, yes, East Africa can be able to feed itself and beyond. But there's a project called Feed for the Future. And this project is coming to East Africa within 2 countries, Tanzania and DRC. And if we will be able to utilize the fund from the project, to utilize the expertise from the project, to utilize whatever is provided from the project, then we're going to be able to produce a lot. And East Africa, for sure, yes, it's going to feed itself and sell the remaining amount to the other parts of Africa. So I think that's my answer. Yes, we can. We can feed ourselves.
Thank you very much, Madam.